Hey there. Good to see you again for the Daily Inspire. Unless you haven't seen me before, you don't know what's going on here. This is Mark Liebel, the CEO of Speak Life Ministries, a faith-based recovery ministry located in Lower Bucks County, Pennsylvania. We have our main meeting on Friday nights. All right, at 7:30 p.m. That's located at 316 Durham Road, Pendle, PA, 19047. You can get more information at our website, speaklifehope.org, or drop us a call at 844-LIFE-NEW. So we're doing daily aspires. It's 365 daily devotionals. Every day you can get on, you can get encouraged, you can be encouraged, you can be lifted up. All right, so I'm excited. As you can see, I got some Harley Davidson gear in the background. Woohoo! Yeah, I can't wait till the springtime. I get my throttle therapy on my Dyna Low Rider. Yeah. All right, good to see you. I'm going to jump right into this, all right? And today we're looking at a Bible verse. You got a recovery Bible? When you come on these things, man, grab a recovery Bible. That's what we use at our Life Recovery Bible. That's what we use at our meetings. We dive into the 12 steps. We surround it with God's Word. We start off every Monday with a step, and we kind of unpack that a little bit. You'll get that on here on Daily Inspire. All right, so today's word is this. Joshua, it's a Bible verse, one Bible verse, I'll unpack it for you. Joshua 24:15 says this, "But if you refuse to serve the Lord, then choose today whom you will serve. Would you prefer the God your ancestors served beyond the Euphrates? Or will it be the God of the Amorites in whose land you now live? But as for me," that's for you and I, right? For me, for myself, and for my family, we will serve the Lord. So there's a decision that needs to be made. This is a question that's being posed to the Jewish people by the leader Joshua. And today's kind of devotional inspire message is called Desserts, Desserts, as a sweet treat or dessert God. So after a quick search on the internet, right, I discovered the average amount adults make decisions each day was, and I was blown away by this discovery. The estimated number is around 35,000 decisions we're going to make every day. 35,000 decisions. Man, my brain, I've read that, I'm like, man, my brain's starting to hurt. That's a lot of decisions. I don't want to make 25 decisions, let alone 35,000. But hey, the internet's a dependable source for accurate information, right? No, of course I'm just joking. But nevertheless, it is a lot of decisions. We do make a lot of decisions each day. We decide on what to eat. We decide on colors of clothing we're going to wear. We're going to decide. We're going to look at what we're going to, what we're going to eat, how we're going to eat it, where we're going to eat it at. I mean, when we're going to sleep, when we're going to brush our teeth and walk the dog, feed the pets. All these details at work. Projects we're running, the timelines and all that. When we're in traffic, when we're going to hit the gas pedal, when we're going to stop, when we're going to turn, where we're going to go. And oh boy, I'm getting tired even thinking about it. I need a break. Whew. Good and bad choices and everything in between. We got large decisions, we got micro decisions, small decisions, big decisions, small, everything in between. All right, so there is a lot of decisions we make. Many decisions. Let me give you a quick story. I like to give you a little insight into my family because but we are just as cuckoo and crazy as the rest of you, right? No, this is us. We just have fun, right? All right, so many years ago, when my son Dylan was roughly around 10 years old, I had 3 boys, and he had to make a really tough decision. As a family, we just finished up enjoying a dinner at a local restaurant. And then the waitress spot, the waitress came around and approached us and asked if we wanted anything for dessert. After we took a little small pause and kind of looked at each other, and we all kind of, oh yeah, okay, cool, sounds good, we'll go for that. And so shortly after that, she said, okay, great, she'll be right back. She came back with this tray. It was full of mouth-watering, delectable, delicious desserts, man. We had cakes and pies and pastries, man. And it was a sample slice of each type of thing. And then when you select the slices, you go back and she gets them for you. All right, so the big question is, she went around all of us. We all made our decisions. But then she came around finally to my son, Dylan. And he asked the question, what would you like? You know, young man, what would you like? And then Dylan, looked at the tray, and he hesitated. His eyes got really big and his mouth dry, like this, and he's went, ugh, this sigh of, ugh. Like he was overwhelmed. It was the funniest thing. I'm not even joking. Like all of a sudden, this young man was like overwhelmed by all this goodness. He had a hard time because he was like overloaded with like, whoa, look at all this good stuff. He's like, oh, and that's when he's made this sigh, this audible noise, and then for a few seconds, and mom and dad had to help him make this decision, but that was a critical decision for him. It was the funniest sight to see when my son was speechless about this, and just having this moment with making this decision to have this dessert. That wasn't a life or death decision, and we had plenty of decisions, but nevertheless, for my son at that moment in time, was important to a point where it even overwhelmed him to a bit. I don't know what was going on in his mind, but it was too many choices. He was excited, and all that excitement, he was just frozen, like didn't know what to do. It was funny. So we making a decision for our dessert may not be a life or death, unless you're a 10-year-old child. But we're confronted by thousands of decisions this year, and they can alter our future. Being a CEO of Speak Life Ministries, a nonprofit, faith-based recovery ministry, I have the privilege of leading and being a part of helping people struggle with addictions, learn how to make good choices that lead to a bright future. Unfortunately, sometimes bad choices are made that can impact their relationship, the financial health, and life. It happens. It happens to the best of us, right? We make decisions, bad choices that will alter our future. And many times it's not to a point of life or death, but it does happen. Joshua confronted the Jewish people who had been delivered from slavery and given a new lease on life. They witnessed God's faithfulness to them, but they started to make bad decisions. Their leader Joshua confronted them out of love. And they asked him a few questions. But if you refuse to serve the Lord, then choose today. You want to decide to go down that path. But all right, let's just nail this down. All right. If you refuse to serve the Lord, then choose today whom you will serve, or basically who will you trust? Some man-made God or some true and living God? Now we're talking about a decision here that all of us need to make on a daily basis in our decisions. How are we going to honor Him? How are we going to honor Him in what we're doing in our lives? All right, Josh gave his answer as, for me and my house, I will serve the Lord. He knows the one that is faithful, and he didn't hesitate. I know who I'm serving. I know who I'm trusting. I know who I'm following, right? He was always faithful, all right? He knows the one that's faithful, and he's resting in the knowledge of the God that has his back and has his best interest in mind. That sounds like good news. That sounds like a great decision to make. That sounds like a place we want to go. He made a declaration. He made a declaration that day, and he's standing on it. Today, make one choice. We can make one choice out of 35,000 choices. Make a declaration to follow and to serve God that is faithful. He is so faithful. He'll never leave you or forsake you. It says it in Hebrews. God has given you a hope and a future. He promises us that. The God who has already shown himself faithful to you in so many ways. And maybe today is your first time where you're going to be turning your life over to God through Jesus Christ. He will be faithful. And then after all that, all right, then you can go get a slice of cheesecake. That's my favorite. All right, my personal favorite. It's easy for me to make a choice on what I want. It's always going to be cheesecake. But ultimately today, make the choice. All right, make the declaration to follow after God. Today is the 6th day. Is today, in the beginning of January, the new year. Make that declaration. I would like to encourage you by that. God is faithful. He'll never leave you or forsake you. Choices need to be made. The best choice you can make is follow God. Love you guys. See ya. I hope you were inspired by today's Daily Inspire. Drop us a note. Go to our website, speaklifehope.org. Go to the contact page, say, yo, messenger, what's up? Love you guys. See you tomorrow.